God bless you, everybody. So, I had this dream, and I was speaking to someone in the dream that I didn't see their face, but I was counseling them on the spirit of rejection. And I know from the dream that God is telling me that there's some of you out there that are dealing with this spirit of rejection, and you don't realize that that's what it is that you're dealing with. You think that that's just the way that you are, that you're just insecure. You just have these insecure thoughts about yourself. But God is saying, no, you're dealing with the spirit of rejection. And how it comes across is the way that it's slick, because you think it's just you. And how it comes across is it comes across in your own voice, like, oh, I know I'm not worthy to accept this gift, or I know that I can't, get this job. It comes off as your own thoughts. And I've said this before, in dealing with these demonic spirits, they're not just going to come out and say, oh, by the way, this is the spirit of rejection talking. You are not worthy for this. It's not going to come out like that. It's going to come out in your own voice. So God wants me to let you know that you're dealing with the spirit of rejection. It is not just your own voice. So what was happening is there's an agreement in the spirit going on, where you are agreeing with the spirit of rejection, basically saying that you're not good enough to receive X, Y, and Z. And what it's doing is it's stopping you in tandem with the spirit of rejection, or stopping the blessings that God has for you, even by the power of your mind. Is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you always stating or thinking negative things, it's like, then good stuff is not going to come your way. So I'm trying not to veer off too much, but what God is saying is that you're dealing with this spirit of rejection, and it started way back when, as a child. And it wasn't just one event, but it was multiple things that happened that created the open doorway for that spirit of rejection to come in. Now, it could be anything. It could be that your parents divorced your parents divorced when you were young, and you took that on, because kids always think it's their fault anyway. You took that on as you weren't good enough. So that spirit of rejection came in and took residence in your heart. And now it's like, whenever goodness from God, whenever goodness comes its way, you automatically reject it first, so that it won't reject you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I reject myself first, so that I won't have to be rejected by a person. I'm just going to use an example for, like, let's just say, you're in the market for a husband or a wife, and a man or a woman comes along, and they seem like that person is from God. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, that person is from God, like that's your future husband and that's your future wife. But because of that spirit of rejection that you have, and that agreement that you have with that spirit of rejection, because of that, you gonna sabotage that thing and make sure that you reject that future husband or wife first, before they can reject you. And then and this is how this spirit works. And it's like that with everything. So you'll turn down offers of success. You'll turn down job opportunities, because you don't want to go through getting that job, and then what if it fails? What if you fail miserably at it? and then you'll have to go through those feelings of rejection. So rather than you do that, it's easier for you to reject it outright and say, you know what, I don't want this. I refuse the offer. I'm not going to, take the job, because that way you could reject it first and save yourself. So you think, save yourself some heartache and some pain. Um, but this is how it works. It stops the blessings of God. It stops the blessings of God for yourself. And you see this in, I used to work with children who were in the system, and you would see they would get in a good home, and then you would see after the honeymoon period how they would begin to act up. And what it was the fear, because these spirits, they run in packs, they work together. So it was like the fear of being rejected by those parents would make these kids act up even more, because they felt like, oh, I'm gonna make you not want me, so that in my mind I could say, you know what, I was right. They didn't want me. So better to get it over with faster than later, than get myself all attached to these parents and then for them to just kick me out. So they try to get it over with quickly, faster. They try to get it to reject. But what's happening is the spirit of rejection is working with these kids to get them to forfeit the blessing that God has for them of being set in a family. Sorry, it's pollen out here. It's bad. But that's what it is. So this is for whoever it's for. This is basically a warning. Most of us, if not all of us, have dealt with this spirit and continue to combat it. But one of the things that I say as a safeguard that you can do is always go to God when an opportunity presents itself. Always go to God and ask God, is this from you? Is this from you? And you have that connection with God. We all can hear from God. Just ask Him before you go and straight up just cut something off that could be an actual blessing from God. The second thing that I saw in the dream was talk to somebody. Talk to somebody about, the traumatic events that happen in your life. For some of y'all, that might help. For some of you, writing it out can be a release. And yeah, just writing it out can be a release. I also um, wrote a book on this whole thing, on this very subject, not specifically on the spirit of rejection, but also just releasing, the things that are that we hold within, that create an open doorway for the enemy to come in and attach itself to us. You know, um, so I'll provide a link for the book in there as well. Um, and uh, like I said before, if you need that book, if you feel as though you need that book and you don't have the funds, I'll buy it for you, because this is the time where we need to be free. Um, when a lot of us are home on quarantine. So this is the time, if we gonna get free. We can't say, oh, I don't have any time. This is the time to do it. So if you need that book and you want to purchase it, but you don't have the funds because of this virus and not working and stuff like that, I'll buy it for you. So I'm trying to think what else God wanted. He just wants you to be aware that he's pouring out blessings, but because of the spirit of rejection, um his people are rejecting the blessings and don't even realize that that's what's going on. Don't even realize that the spirit of rejection is so ingrained in them that it's like an automatic impulse now to just reject things. It you know what? And this is a small thing, but it's one of the telltale signs. I remember I used to, when people would give me compliments, I would always say something negative about myself. People would give me compliments and I would just say, well, I remember this one time. I remember this one time somebody said, that dress looks so nice on you. And I said, oh yeah, but look how ashy I am. Just like I had to, you know what I mean? And then I got to a point where it was just like, you know what? Just accept the compliment and move on. It's like we're always in agreement. One of the signs is that you're always, if something positive is happening, you got, not that you're a negative person, but when it comes to you, it's like you putting yourself down. Just accept the just accept the compliment and move on. And so that's what I would do. Just say thank you and move on. And but it comes from being aware of what you've been through, and um, going to God for healing. There's many different things that you can do in order to be healed from this. And after a while, that spirit of rejection is just going to be rejected himself or itself or whatever it is, be rejected itself. And you'll learn not to give your agreement over to that spirit. So so that's it, guys. I hope that this is for whoever it was for. And God bless you until I see you next time.